boy. Ouch, that had to hurt. But I do have an update on this particular car that went kaboom at the end of the drag strip. And I'm going to answer some questions that I know have been popping up a lot on the forums about what are you supposed to do to properly break in your Demon 170 to make sure this particular situation does not happen to you. And I have a few answers and a TSB to give you guys. Video gets kind of long, I'm gonna speed it up. They just sit there for a little bit. I think it doesn't do anything until like this point. Everything's going right, everything going perfect. Somebody got their finger on top of the camera, boom. Pop goes the weasel. And then here we go, the results of this particular run. A big old hole right there in the block. I don't know which piston came out of the block, but there you go. And then we'll look at this shot right here. Oh man, what was that, the oil pan? So piston came out right there and banged on the oil pan. Ooh, more carnage. Ouch. Oh, that's the piston right there. That's the piston. It must have got stuck up in the car. Yeah, that's gotta be the oil pan, because they got a yellow block right there. So it's gotta be like a bottom shot looking in. Yeah. Oh, it must have blew a hole right through the oil pan. That's gotta be the oil pan blew a hole through. Oh, yeah. And I think that's the power steering rack right there. Yeah, so I had to blow a hole through the freaking oil pan. Ouch. And that was the other angle we saw earlier. Ouch. But yeah, there go the pistons right there. Well, there go the piston. Ooh, boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. These Demon 170s are popping engines like it is no tomorrow. That's the same video already loaded. But yeah, this is getting crazy. And the one consistent thing I've seen with a lot of these engines blowing is people going to run these suckers before they go through the 1,500 mile break-in period that Dodge recommended in the actual book, the actual supplement manual. So it tells you in there, please not do any track days before 1,500 miles. Now, I will say that it's your car, you can do it how you want to, but not every single time that someone breaks the rules that are in the actual supplement manual doesn't mean that Dodge is going to feel particularly eager to replace their engine. Because like I said, I know of people who had their engine warranties voided because they didn't follow everything to a T in this book. Right now, I'm gonna pop it up on the screen so you can see it, because I know the person who had his engine warranty denied that I had to intervene with, where it says that you must maintain a vehicle speed below 55 miles per hour and observe local speed limits. And that is on the actual tab where it's talking about the 0 to 100 miles. Now, I had to intervene back in January for someone with his Demon 170 engine, to where stellantis gave him a $40,000 repair bill to basically give him a brand new block, but pretty much like a, I forgot what you call it, but basically like a loan block. Yeah, loan block. And it was a $40,000 bill for the engine and the actual labor to replace the engine. And so I had to get involved with that particular situation because it was happening right around the same time as the whole Mac Haik incident. So while I was busy taking care of that, I was taking care of this in the background. And like I said, I just want to say that I don't care what any other person tells you. I don't care about heat soaks. I don't care about heat cycles, whatever. This book tells you exactly what to do. And if you don't follow this book, there's no guarantee that Stellantis is going to repair your engine on their dime. And so that seems like to be the most common trend with all these engines popping. The this right here was not followed to the letter of the actual break-in procedure. Pretty much every single person I've seen the engine blown before 1,000 miles on it, right? I seen one blow up at 93 miles. This particular engine right here, it blew at 600 miles. I don't know how many miles Resurrection engine blew, but it seems like every engine has blown before the 1,500 mile period that they tell you to not track this vehicle. But yeah, this particular car right here, a lot of you guys do not know, this is actually the car from the customer who had bought the soldier's car from the whole Mac Haik incident. So this car right here, this silver or triple nickel Demon 170, this was the Demon 170 that the customer, he drove down, I think he was from Ohio or something like that. He drove down to Mississippi to go buy this car. And then the Mac Haik GM and the salesman was playing games and sold this car to somebody else while he was on the road to actually going down there to buy this car. He gets there, the car is sold to somebody else because they wanted a few more $1,000s of markup money because they had some little thing going on where the salesman got like a significant portion of the markup. So that's why this car was sold for a few more thousands of dollars. When they knew the customer was coming, the customer got offered the soldier's F8 Green Demon 170. He bought that F8 Green Demon 170, took it back home, and the rest is history that you can go and watch all the Mac Haik videos to see how all that unfolded. But he basically returned the F8 Green car and was given this car. Here we go, 6 months later, boom, engine pops. As I was saying, it seemed like the most consistent thing I've found with all these engines popping is that they are popping before the 1,500 miles. I mean, I've even seen some where like, I know some of you guys are in the Facebook group, the Demon 170 Facebook group. You see that some people be, saying that, hey, their Demon 170 is leaking. I mean, that's pretty much happened immediately with these cars. And I know of a guy whose Demon 170 was leaking and they had to replace the long block because no matter what they did to the car, it was still leaking. They replaced the rear main seal, still leaking. Then it was like, oh, well, let's replace the crankshaft or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, they basically replaced this whole long block to stop his engine from leaking. It's just crazy how much stuff is going on with these engines in the background that a lot of people don't know about. Majority of these engines that are having issues, people reach out to either me or TK's garage because sometimes Stellantis, I'm not even gonna say Dodge, I'm not even gonna put Tim Knisses or the new CEO Matt McClure in this, but sometimes Stellantis be fumbling the bag when it comes to getting these cars back up and running. And then sometimes me, TK, OC, one of us has to get involved, and majority of the times I'm the one getting involved in the background. I just make videos about it, which is why I know the story behind this car right here. I know the story behind this car. I know the story behind the car from January that popped this engine. Like I said, this engine right here, this is the latest one that blew its engine. Now I'm not gonna say exactly what was done with this car. I mean, you can obviously see that it has different wheels and tires on it. I'm not gonna say what else was done with it, but I'm glad that this was a quick, hey, yada yada yada, that something's going on with this engine, and then 3-4 days later, boom, approval for another engine. So once the engine is in, I'm gonna go and start checking on some other people I knew that had engine replacements and see how they're doing. But I'm just glad that even now, after this new turnover with the new CEO Matt McClure, that things are rolling just as fast as it was with Tim Knisses. So I haven't really noticed really a drop off. And like I said, I think Matt McClure is gonna be a great CEO for Dodge. It just, the only problem is his boss is a piece of work. And my next video that I'm gonna have coming out, you're gonna see why Mr. Lacoste Killer may be the downfall of Dodge. If all you guys got Demon 170s, make sure you take it to the dealerships, have them do that star bulletin on your car for the spark plugs. That way, if anything, they check it, there's a bad spark plug in there, they're replacement, because you don't want that electrode to fall down into your into your cylinder and then boop, you need a new engine. So let's not do that. But like I said, I'm just gonna say, hey, just follow this. If you're not an influencer and you got Demon 170, follow this, because like I said, I know from fact that Stellantis will try to avoid your warranty. You do not follow this to the T. And like I said, I gave you an example of a guy with 103 miles an hour. That's what Dodge told me. He went 103 miles an hour for a period of blah, blah seconds. And that's why we voided his warranty, because you ain't supposed to go that fast when the car doesn't have 100 miles on the odometer. So, I mean, I hate the rules for D and not for me situation that's going on, but influencers, we have a lot bigger voice, and we can influence a lot more people not to buy these products. So I always want to keep you guys informed on anything that's going on. I don't care if it devalues the car, but I mean, if you're informed, you're going to have a car that actually works and don't have to be down. Because the guy who blew his engine back in January, he had to wait from January all the way until May. Basically, around the same time, Racer X blew his engine and he immediately got an engine. My guy from January had to wait like a week or two before Racer X blew his engine, but he had to wait all that period of time. And there's no telling how many of these loan blocks Dodge has set aside for engines blowing. So, like I said, just make sure you guys follow this. There's no one cares from what I've talked to, from who I talked to at Dodge. Like I said, I've talked to all the top people in Dodge, like the very tip top. They don't care when you put E85 in your car. Just be smart. If you're going to go and track it, just change the oil after every track day. I mean, come on, people. Let's not be cheap here. And like I said, if any of you guys have a problem with your Demon 170s, please reach out to me on social media. The easiest way to reach out to me is through like Instagram, and just send me a DM, and I'll definitely make sure I get to you and help you out any way I can. And so until the next time, I'm out.